Well, we have a cold night in the Northeast. A bad evening to be without a parka, but we are set for football at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Buffalo Bills. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. His first carry. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself, you give your your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a give, right side. Hines, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check, lucky.
Now it's Hines. And some room to work. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 41 yards rushing for him now in just his first 3 carries. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Hines, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
And the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Allen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this to the 35, good for a gain of 5. Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here, and then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Play action. Now it's Allen.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And they're going to go with the jet sweep. This is Diggs with it. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
2nd and 10.
Allen now looks to throw. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bills. Dawson Knox. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, of course, this a critical game in regards to not just the division race, but playoff seeding as well. They are a game up, but a loss here could really muddy the waters.
And both of these teams want to clear things up about how they feel.
And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Elijah Moore, 78 yards. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with it defensively, and it'll bring up second down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. Taking it right down Broadway. Past the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Nyheim Hines with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point by Gay is up and good. These guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
well.
well.
Else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a handoff looking right. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's more. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. After one, 17-7 is our score. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory. Down at the 33. Now a handoff. Johnson. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Here's Hines. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
There's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now it's Wilson.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. So they had a good drive going, a chance to build on this first-half lead, but now you kind of feel like we got a new ball game.
And you wonder what the discussion will be now at halftime, because I think we were headed towards one. Now it's a different discussion altogether. One side optimistically, the other side wondering what could have been.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is down to a field goal. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And they'll start on the ground with Hines. yards. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They go play action with Wilson. Dancing to his left.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He's going to look deep for more.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Allen off the play fake. He's got his man here. It's Gary Jennings Jr. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. Touchdown! Dawson Knox with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bills have once again taken the lead.
Bass on for the extra point.
It's up and good to make it 21-17.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Wilson. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And all the way in, touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Jets on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And gives him a 3-point lead. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Second down and 3. To the air, Allen. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Allen's throw is complete, so he stopped for no gain. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. Oh, that really would have been something to see, but he's denied by the framework.
Do you remember seeing David Akers in Green Bay a few years ago on opening day? He had a 63-yarder to end the half.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's got some space here. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Matt Breida, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills on one play have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And look at this. They come right back with a big shot downfield. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. An extra point by Gain is up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off around the 41. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Going for it all. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Allen. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And again, it's Allen. And this is caught. Jennings. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 2nd down and goal. Allen. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, it's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Tap forward by Allen on the jet sweep.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain there for the Bills. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, Just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throw left side complete. That's Jennings. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
On 2nd down, right back to Hines.
And this will go for 5 up to the 33. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Hines. Room here to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
156 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On 1st down, it's Hines. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Bills are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. To throw on 2nd and 10. Allen finding Knox there, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Allen forced out to his left. Going deep for Diggs. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught.
That's a big gainer. On that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Allen now on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On play action, Allen. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. His 5th touchdown on the ground, number 8 overall. And the Bills are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. So left side, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he will be taken down inside the Buffalo 20. Big yardage that time for the Jets. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. To throw again is Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Gregory Rousseau.
He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he comes back with one complete.
And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Under 10, under 10. 66. Bullet ride. Check that.
Play action. Now Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batting down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
On 3rd down, Hines. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. They'll run for it with Hines. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Nyheim Hines, his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Big play coming now for the Jets as they'll set up to go for two. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone as a two-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the fourth. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack? Or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Allen from the gun on third down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Well, clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Allen to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Here's Wilson. And he's got his man on the out route. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gardner. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And under 20 seconds now as the spike comes with 18 ticks remaining. Throwing now is Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. picked off at the 36.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Buffalo, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this could hurt in the race for home field advantage as they drop to 10-2 on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.